So dear brothers and sisters, today is the feast of Corpus Christi. It's something that we really cannot contemplate enough, the mystery of the Eucharist. I remember once I was in adoration as a novice. I was sitting in the front row and I was looking up at the Blessed Sacrament, and then I saw a money spider float across in front of me. So I put out my finger to catch the little streaming web. Now what I didn't know was that in the meantime a sister had come into the back of the chapel and she saw me in the front row doing this towards the Blessed Sacrament. I'll just take that off you, Lynn. Thanks very much. Thank you. She didn't see the spider, of course. She only saw me pointing up towards the Blessed Sacrament like this. Then after, he said, "Father Patrick, did you have some sort of mystical experience inside there? Did you see Jesus move or something? Did you see some sort of miracle?" I said, no, I just saw a spider. And I think when people think of miracles, I think at times we can like miracles kind of for the entertainment, for the stories that they give us afterwards. I went to Medjugorje and my rosary beads turned gold, or I went to visit Padre Pio and I got the smell of roses, and I saw this cloud formation that looked like a fuzzy kind of Padre Pio, who looks kind of like a Michelin man, but it was definitely Padre Pio, definitely. And it's nice to have those kind of miracles to confirm our faith, but obviously our faith isn't built on those kind of miracles. As in, we don't go to Mass because they were miracles of the Eucharist in Lanciano or Buenos Aires or who knows where. We don't go to Mass because of those, but they can help us to understand or to believe that what we do here is real, that what we receive is actually Jesus. So this is just such an important thing because, as I heard said before, a jeweler who works every day with diamonds can actually get used to them. So like when you all eventually, most of you anyway, will be getting engaged and you'll see some big honking diamond and your eyes will all go gooey, even though diamonds look just like quartz, which looks just like glass, just costs an awful lot more. And you'll be, oh my goodness, it's diamond, it's so beautiful. And it's an amazing thing for you. But for the jeweler who sees them every day, it's just another 32 carat gold diamond in a ring. They're all the same. But they get used to them. They get used to them. Similarly with us, because we receive the Eucharist, hopefully, often, at least once a week, we can get used to it. And for us in Holy Family, like we have prayer every day in front of the Blessed Sacrament. Again, we can get used to him. And then it can begin to lose a little of that mystery. It just becomes, it's just the chapel, or it's just the altar, or it's just the tabernacle, or it's just Holy Communion. And this does happen. This happens people. This happens priests as well. So one of the most famous Eucharistic miracles is that of Lanciano, which happened in the mid-8th century. So there was an emperor over in the Byzantine Empire who did not like icons. They thought icons were idolatry, so they broke icons and frescoes, and any images of God were allowed. And those who had them were persecuted. Basically, a lot of Basilian monks fled to Italy to get away from this persecution. So there were one of these particular priests, we don't know his name, was celebrating Mass, and he wasn't sure if the liturgy that was celebrated in Italy was entirely valid. He wasn't sure if this is really going to work, but he was celebrating according to that rite. And the story goes that during the consecration, when he said, "This is my body," that the host in front of him turned into actual flesh, and the wine turned into actual blood, and then formed 5 lumps, if you will, of coagulated blood. And this confirmed his faith. It also became a great source of revival or renewal of other people's faith for centuries, up until our own day. Interestingly, when they did analysis on it in 1970, they had done other analyses on it, I think in the 16th century, but in 1970s, the most recent scientific discoveries and analysis, and they came across some, again, beautiful things, which, again, they're not the reason of our faith, but they can show that our faith is reasonable. So, the weight of the 5 lumps of blood, when they were all weighed, they weighed a certain amount. When they were weighed on their own, they weighed the same amount. So altogether, they weigh whatever it was. We were not told the weight, but they weighed, we'll say, 30 grams. And then individually, they all weigh 30 grams. So what's the theological reason for that? When you receive a big host, you receive more Jesus. When you receive a small host, you receive less Jesus. No. Every host, regardless of its size, is entirely Jesus. So if you receive a drop of the precious blood or a whole chalice of it, you receive all of Jesus. So that's like there's a theological reason behind the scientific discovery. Also, the flesh was discovered to be heart tissue, again, and there's a hole in it. So, again, these theological reasons behind the physical manifestations. Jesus' heart was pierced by a lance, which incidentally is the root of Lanciano, Lancia in Italian, Lanciano. So his heart was pierced by a lance. So again, his heart tissue with a hole in it. So the Lord's heart pierced out of love for us. So these kind of miracles, they should remind us and help us to see that what we do here and what we get to receive here, this is special. Like, this is worthy of reverence. And there's just a danger out there that in order to keep kind of everyone happy and it kind of keep everyone on board, we try to find the lowest common denominator, right? So in a school of maybe 50 Catholic students, if 1 or 2 object to having a cross in the school, the principal is going to feel under pressure now. Maybe we should remove the cross. Even though there are 48 who are happy with it, 2 who aren't. In today's world, it's a strange kind of tail wagging the dog kind of situation where minorities now can decide for the majority. And we're trying to keep everyone kind of happy. So similarly in the church, if some people don't really believe in the Eucharist or people want to kind of lower the standard of reverence, well, then we'll just lower it for everyone and then everyone will be happy. And so little by little, less and less and less reverence is shown to the Lord. That's disastrous for us all. I mean, the Lord deserves the maximum reverence. This is God. And again, like one day we will find ourselves before him. We will not regret a single moment of reverence that we have shown him. It's God after all. Jesus died to give us the Eucharist. In this book, in Sinu Jesu, on page 9, if you have it, Jesus speaks to this Benedictine monk about a renewal of the church. And there's something particularly beautiful about the way this is phrased and how it ties in with the Eucharist. So the Lord spoke to me of a sacerdotal Pentecost. That's a Pentecost for priests. Of a grace obtained by the intercession of the Virgin Mary for all the priests of the church. To all priests will be offered the grace of a new outpouring of the Holy Spirit to purify the priesthood of the impurities that have disfigured it and to restore to the priesthood a brightness of holiness such as the church has never had since the time of the apostles. So just a quick recap. The Lord is prophesying here there will be a renewal of the priesthood, so much so that the hearts of priests will become like the original apostles. And keep in mind how the original apostles were, how courageous they were, how selfless they were, how dedicated they were, how ready to shed their blood and die for the Lord they were. And the Lord is saying this kind of a time is going to come again. This priestly Pentecost is being prepared already in silence and in the adoration of the Blessed Sacrament. That's how it's prepared, by Eucharistic adoration. So in our prayer in front of the Blessed Sacrament, this priestly Pentecost is being prepared. The priests who love Mary and who are faithful in praying her rosary will be the first ones to benefit from it. So I think we are heading for a time of Eucharistic renewal, where again we'll come to discover anew the beauty and the value and the mystery and the glory of the Holy Eucharist. That we'll come to discover again the reverence that the Lord deserves. And this begins by our fidelity to prayer today, our fidelity to adoration today, our fidelity to Holy Mass today, that we can pray for and invest in future priests who will then lead people in reverence and in prayer of the Blessed Sacrament. So today, on this feast of Corpus Christi, let us ask the Lord for a renewed Eucharistic love for ourselves and for the whole Church throughout the world. Amen. Dear brothers and sisters, thank you so much for joining us here in Holy Family Mission for our Mass or for the homily. It's great to be able to serve you from our little chapel here in Glencomer House. We'd like to announce our summer fundraiser, which this year, kind of unusually, is a skydive. So there'll be about 12 young people, including myself, doing a skydive in aid of Holy Family Mission to continue our work here of faith formation of the many young people who come through our doors. It's great to be able to do this work, but it does cost money. So we greatly appreciate your help and your support, which you can do via our website, holyfamilymission.ie. That would be an amazing grace for us to be able to continue this work long into the future. We're fast approaching our 10th anniversary, 10 years of Holy Family Mission. Again, such a grace and privilege and proof of the Lord's providence over all these years, which he has done through your good selves. So thank you all very, very much in advance for your prayer and your support, and may God bless you.